Accion Lab Innovation Summit 2019.
We're going to be talking about how you can use AI to personalize your apps. And to speak on that, we're going to welcome up to the main dais here, Saurabh Perwal, Architect and Director of Delivery, as well as Manwar Sheila. A little bit about Saurabh. He's many years of experience in IT, mostly working with cutting-edge technologies. And he oversees the delivery of a number of key projects for Accion. And Manwar started his career in mobile application development and has moved into a full-stack development role, putting his heart into building real-time web applications. Currently, he's in the role of machine learning engineer, and he loves to dive into really messy data projects and mining massive data sets to extract actionable intelligence along with predictive analytics. Big round of applause, please, for Saurabh and Manwar.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. We are going to talk about Alizeh framework and implementation of Alizeh framework for one of our customers. So Alizeh is a framework which you can use to enable machine learning in your existing application. There are certain things which remains common across all the applications, like the way that you get data, the way that you process data, and so on. It's just the thing that you need to find correct algorithms to implement. We have created this framework which takes care of the basic things, and then over it, what we can do is plug in algorithms for personalization, recommendation engine, predictive analytics, and so on.
What you're looking at is architectural diagram of Alizeh. There are many components. At the top and the most basic components is the data storage. No matter what application there is some form of the storage or the another. And the most basic one is database. You have MySQL, Postgres, MongoDB, which has all your customer data. Another is file system. You must be having some video, images that are stored on the file system. Machine-generated logs by various microservices. Third-party application like your sales data resides in Salesforce, NetSuite. Majority of the data is generated by sales and marketing team. Their primary means of communication is Google Docs and a spreadsheet. We can also leverage this data by ingesting it into the framework via event queues. Applications are mainly event-driven. So we are also consuming that message. We are cleaning this data and ingesting into a data lake. At this point, you have modeled your data, and it is available for visualization. So we have a component for visualizations. This will give you a bird's-eye overview of your business. And in parallel, you can do learning on your data. There are various algorithms which are supported. Recommendation, predictive analytics, prescriptive analytics. So all these algorithms are configurable into this framework. Machine learning algorithms try to create an approximate picture of each user, but they don't know personally as who you are or what is your past history as your interaction with the system. This is why we have introduced a personalization layer, which is at the end before pushing any notification to you. So this whole cycle is good, like you are feeding the data, you're getting the visualization, you're getting the algorithm out prediction. But another important part is how do you use the newly generated prediction and the newly generated data to improve your system. This is where the important part of the feedback comes in. We are again putting back that data into the data lake, which is available for visualization, and again relearning that whole thing. To put it in Linus's word, talk is cheap, show me the code. So we'll give you one of the implementation detail example with our customer.
That was about what Alizeh is. Now what we are talking about is the real implementation that we started doing. We have a customer, Frontline Performance Group, and this customer is right now moving from all human-based training to personalized training, and that is where we got in and we started talking about like how we can use machine learning algorithms to personalize these trainings, right? What Frontline Performance Group do is they actually train the agents, the front desk agents, the salespeople to improve their performance. So they operate in multiple domains, like hospitality, they operate in car rentals, they operate in sales of cars, and so on. And the major challenge that they face is that the trainers that they have, so they can't allocate trainers to small properties because they may not be getting that much revenue out of small properties. And on the other hand, they also don't want to lose those small properties as well, right? So this is where they approached us, and we started creating ML-based algorithm for them so that we can first start generating training content for them. This is a roadmap that we have created for the customer. The good part is the whole thing is driven by us. So we planned like how do we implement this machine learning for this customer. So there will be 3 parts, which is recommendation, forecasting, and personalization. Recommendations will be for training, one-on-one and coaching, recognition, and delivering unpredictable content. This is all to engage the agent, the front desk agents. Then forecasting. So we also want to do some kind of forecasting for each property so that we exactly know what is going on in that property, how much revenue that property can make by the products that they are selling. So what we will be doing, we'll be creating comp set of different property types. We will be forecasting location revenue and agents revenue. That is what we plan to do. And in all of this, since it is going to directly impact agents, we want to personalize this. So there has to be a personalization layer. So as of now, this personalization layer may not be an ML personalization layer, but this is more like how do they want to receive notification, what they received in past, how we can give them something which is unpredictable so that they are engaged with the application that we are creating.
We saw this architectural diagram before, but here is a concrete implementation of this example. Sales data of various agents was in their data warehouse, which we moved into our data lakes. So this was one of the dimensions of agents, fact agents. There each day sales data was available. Aggregation of the location data was also available. Their watch log. So earlier they used to do training. So we had some messy data about what was their engagement with that their content. How the agent is performing to measure that. Assessment agents were helping them using this KPIs to recommend them content. They had also other real-time events that were their client hotels were publishing into their message queues. So we are also consuming that data and we are pushing into our data lake, which in our implementation is a Hive and MongoDB. So we had built a visualization for them for the data and the learning. Again, we had this algorithm recommendation. Once the content was pushed to the endpoint devices like web application and a mobile application which was used by the agents, we were collecting the feedback, like how are they engaging it in real time. So again, the feedback loop was ingesting that data back into the data lake. So this is a snapshot of our application. And as you can see on the top is a list of locations, agent, and the location information. And when you click that, you get the recommendation. So this recommendation is generated by a machine. On top of this, we are doing personalization. As you can see, there are many recommendations. We don't want to overwhelm the user with content. This will lead to a negative spiral, like they won't engage with our content because we are pushing it too frequently. So we had a personalization layer, which we are restricting only one video per day. If he is actively engaging, we'll push more content.
So just to add here, like what the UI that you're seeing is part of Alizeh UI. And what you see here is this screen has a user feature as well as content feature here. So like you see the users on the top. These are the users that were selected by machine so that they can be recommended something. So they got some tags. So right now what we are doing is we are all tracking like all the negative trends that is happening with the users. So say like if there is a dip in their upsells or if there dip in incremental revenue and so on. So we are tracking those trends, and then what we are doing is we are recommending them accordingly. We are recommending them some training material or videos. So what you see in the red, those are the basically tags that were tagged for, say like one of the person here from Hindle Bona Creek, right? And yeah, this is the UI.
So this is the end application. This is web application which is used by the agents to track their performance. In the left, you can see how much revenue they have made. On the right, there's a leadership board on their location. So on the center, which is highlighted in the red, is the recommendation content which we have pushed to them. And the green highlights are the feedback collection mechanism. If he's too lazy, he'll just like or dislike. But if you want to engage more, there's an option to star the rating. This is the example of a mobile application. This is more engaging because not everyone is going to open their laptop and see their recommendation. Again, this is the same content. Same content is pushed to all the devices they are engaging with. Again, the feedback component is also present over here.
So why these applications, right? So agents use this application to view their various data. We want to track what they watch, what they do with this application. So as I said, like we have various plans. Like one of that is recommendation. There are other ones that is like one-to-one coachings, forecasting, and so on, right? So right now what we are tracking here is like we track their view, watch, what they watch, like, and when did they watch this video, and so on. Like, and similarly, it goes to the mobile as well. In the earlier slide, if you remember, like I mentioned, like delivering unpredictable content. So we want to keep delivering unpredictable content based on various analytics that we do about their sales, about their revenue, and so on, so that they keep engaged with this app and we can help them selling as well.
This is where the visualization of feedback comes in. One particular recommendation we push to the user, we want to see like what did he do. So there are various filters on the top where you can see like how many users have actually engaged and what was their engagement. So there are three types of engagement we are tracking is currently if they have clicked the video, if they have paused the video, and if they have fully watched the video. And the fully watched video has more weightage over other type of feedbacks. Variable impact analysis is another interesting topic. So what this helps you is to reason out a situation. Let's take an example. You are investing $100 in your advertisement. You are pushing it through various channels like radio, television, internet. You want to understand like which is the medium which is giving me a maximum impact on my business. So these three channels are different variables that are affecting your outcome, which is advertisement impact. We want to understand which content is helping to improve which particular KPI. So if we have too many videos, but one set of video is helping to improve incremental daily revenue and other is helping you to improve your upsell nights. So this is part of impact analysis. There are many videos, but we chose a subset of those videos over here. The way to read this visualization is you select the KPI you want to see which video is making impact on, and you get this set of videos. The top green box, there's a video 522. It has a positive trend. So this video has helped to improve the upsell nights and it has a linear growth. Similarly, other videos which you see. On the right, there's another variable, incremental daily revenue. And there are two videos which are helping him to really have a good impact on his incremental daily revenue.
So just to add here, FPG produces a lot of videos, 30-second videos for agents. They select a particular topic for each video. So that is done by human as of now today. And what happens is like when they find that an agent is say like lacking in upsell revenue or something like that, an IPA or a coach suggests a video to the agent, right? What we are trying to do here is like we are trying to reclassify these videos because that is something an individual is deciding and a decision of individual can vary on case-to-case basis. So we looked at this data, we figured out some anomalies saying that there was certain coach who were recommending the same videos like 3 times and which didn't have any impact, right? So what we did, we said like we will have to reclassify this data that they are putting in. So we are using human classification as seed data and then we reclassify these videos as per what we want because right now this system is already in beta with Hilton Bona Creek and London House Chicago. And the race is between what a coach suggests versus what a ML engine suggests. So we need to prove that ML works. So that is why we started reclassifying these videos as per what we think will give a positive impact. The second point that I was talking about was forecasting. And this is something that we just started, we are in discussion right now. Right now there is one organization which is called STR Global Organization, which actually gives various classes to each hotel in like all over the world, right? And nobody knows like what they consider, what they don't consider, right? And being our customer, being in this business, and since we are responsible for this product, what we said that we will start generating our comp set based on the data, actual data that we are receiving right now. So what we said that our comp set should be like fluid comp sets so that we can include the number of variables that we want to create these comp sets. And based on that, we will start doing some kind of forecasting. So we did some analysis of the data, and what we saw is that people like to stay on 18th floor more than 11th floor and so on. So there are like various data that we have figured out right now. What we want to actually derive out of is the forecast of the product sales, the forecast of a commission that an agent can create, because that is what drives agent to actually go and sell. So this was the initial comp set that we created using K-means. We are also trying to do it through DBscan as well. This list is very long, pretty long list. And here we were taking their ratings on booking.com, and then we were creating comp set.
Talking about the technology stack, as our data comes in, the necessary step is cleaning it, and that is done by pandas. And if the data is too large, we go to Apache Spark. Model training is done by scikit-learn, TensorFlow, Keras. You can choose any of these frameworks as a part of our framework. And resource scheduling, see, this training don't happen all the time. They are scheduled to run once a week, once a month, once a day. So you have to optimize your resources. You don't want to lengthen your AWS bills. So this is where resource scheduling really helps you. Visualization, it's really great. All you have to write is your backend code, and it generates the front end for you. Matplotlib, Tableau, again. Data storage, MySQL, the foreign data may reside in any database. This is one of the examples. Front end, React.js, React Native, which you saw the earlier implementation, mobile and web application. Thank you.
That's all. Yeah.
Accion Lab Innovation Summit 2019.